Okay, after that first video, I feel there is a need for us to still talk more about CSS. So that's why I made this second video. And this second video is actually in it's a way to actually guide us through external styling. We have seen inline, we have seen internal styling. So this one is specifically for external styling. The use of our divs, how we make use of those divs, you understand? So let's see how it works. Let's see how it works. But before I continue, let me just explain the concept of external styling. Let's put it in proper context. Let's put it in proper context. Okay, so we have it here. This way it actually works. When you load your HTML, ordinarily the HTML can pass. For those of us in SS2 or SS3, you might understand, but for those of us in SS1 or GSS3 that were just coming up, we might not understand. This passing means creating a gateway, just like the passage when you want to pass through your gate. So the HTML can pass. It can be. Let's look at it in a way, like God forbid somebody just pass through your gate without wearing anything. You are like, is this person mad or something? So you understand. Ordinarily, the person as a human being, he could pass, but you will not like the person because you want to believe this person is lunatic in nature. But at the same time, after passing the HTML, you can add some CSS bar, then repass it again. That is when the person has put on some fancy clothes, some nice shoes and everything. So by the time the DOM is created, that is the acceptance pathway at the other end. And for you are saying, I love this website. It looks very much okay. So that is just what it means. So now, I've talked about this one, external, internal, and inline. And I've talked about this one for all your, this one will make use of it now when we are doing external, and that is what we are doing exactly. That is what we are doing exactly right now. You have your selector, then you declare a property, then there is a value for each property. Look at the property, look at the value, look at the property, look at the value. These values are also called attributes. Then now let's go to the work properly. To create an external styling, we're going to create a file in our CSS folder. Then we'll name the file style.css. You remember I told us about 3 folders: the JS file, the JS folder, the CSS folder, and the image folder. Now, for those of you that have been excited, I'm doing this, it's working, I'm doing that, it's working. This is where the real work is. Because for CSS, you do so many things, it won't work. So you have to keep doing it until it works. You have to keep, and when it comes to CSS, I cannot teach you all of it. Trust me, I cannot teach you all of it. But I'll just show you the basics, then you build on it from there. You keep building on it as much as you can. And I know you can do it. I've been saying this, and you're not just mouth saying, I know you can do so. Before we go to this code, this particular code I'm showing you, let's just create a file right now. Although I have mine created already, you can see. But prior to that, I created a new web page, those 2 of them. This one we're working on before. So I created these 2 new web pages. Let me just show you how it looks like. Let me show you how it looks. You can see I just added the regular image. I know you guys can add image, so it depends on what you are doing. And I link this order now to my own personal website. That's all. So what I want to do now, if I'm not, I'm not sure I'm sharing my screen. I'm not. Sorry, please. Okay. Okay, this is it. Sorry. I'm very, very sorry. I did not know I wasn't sharing my screen. So this is the normal web page that I created. I just do it for fun. I created it out of this one. Understand? You can do all of these things now. And I put some inline styling to hit. Sorry, this. I placed some inline styling here just to increase the image. We are familiar with all these ones, but just to increase the width and the height of the image. That's all. So this is the second page. I just added some random text, nothing, and I have 3 images. So there is no table here, there is no form here, nothing. But the idea is that I want to link I want to style these two pages together. So it takes me to this place. When you create your own new file, this is the procedure. Create a new file. When you create a new file, save it in the folder. As style dot css. Save it as that. Make sure it's in the css folder. There's a need for that. Make sure it's in the css folder. If it's not in the css folder, you will not get the right description here. You can see now Shencko stores. That's the first folder. First /, that's the folder inside that one now. CSS. Then inside that one, then I have my CSS folder. You want to also look like this. You can see the file address. So that's just it. Now, sorry. Okay, now let's start the work. Let me go back to my web page. Please just put it in mind as it looks now, so boring and everything. Just like what I was telling you the other time. Sorry, he is not supposed to come here. Just like what I was telling you the other time. The image of the guy not wearing anything, Oh, you don't want to see that guy, please. I myself, I don't want to see the guy. But let's make the guy look okay now. You remember the way we styled this particular one? Okay, where is it now? Not this. You remember the way we styled this particular? We have to do it one after the other. But this one now we are doing it together, and it's going to look even way better than this. So let's go now. Let's go, everybody together. Let's go. Let's do this. All right. Are we ready? Okay. Before we start, let me go back to our code. This is our code. Before we start, I've explained to us the use of div. I've explained to us the use of div when you have folders like div or section. Those are the things you make use of in external styling. So for that reason, ensure that your div is corresponding. Look at this one now. This div here for the home page and the menu section is labeled navbar. Look at it in the first page. Look at it in the second page. Navbar. I believe that is it. Look at the first image that I have here. The other nav image. It's labeled. I have a div inside another div. I have the first div labeled image. I have the second div labeled edge. Look at this one as well. Image L. The reason is because as you are styling the first one, it's affecting the second. So if you have 10 web pages, that is the idea. If you have 10 web pages, the styling on the first one, as long as their div folder name is the same, it affects everything. So now let's start the work now. We're going to start like this. I'm going to start like this. The first thing we are styling there now is the entire body. For the entire body, you don't need to place a dot or anything. You don't need to just type the body and it's an HTML. But that means we want the height of the entire thing to be 100%. Now, after we've done that, we now want to style the navigation bar so that it can look, so that it's going to look like this. It's going to look like this. Let me show us this now. It's going to look like this. We want it to look very much like this. But we don't want to be doing it one after the other, then doing copy and paste the way we did for this one. You remember that in that last video I had to be copying and pasting, but I don't want to do that this time. I want everything to be together. You understand? I want to do this too now. And in case I have 10, do the 10 at the same time, just like what we have there in W3 post. You remember this particular line now, they did everything together. So we want to do everything together. I am using it as an example. You can use 4, you can use 5, you can use 10. I think they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Even if you have more, you can do all of them together. All these pages are separate, but they start everything together. So now let's go back to our code. Let's go back to our code. Guys, I need you to follow this thing closely. So the meaning of this thing now is that this is the name of that div. This is the name of the div. When we named it, the name we gave it, you remember, is here. We gave it number. So when you want to style it now, dots, that means you are recalling that particular div. It has to have that dot. Then open this curly bracket, not the regular bracket now. Curly bracket, you should be familiar with it in our last video. Now we want the background color of the entire web page to be orange and have an overflow of hidden. Let's try this and see what we come out with. Just save. Once you save, you go and check out our website. Don't worry, just let's see what we have. I think it's here. You can see the two are affected together. I'm clicking on it. I've linked the web pages already, and I know you guys can do that. Orange, so that's it. It's affecting them at the same time. So let's continue the work. Since I've shown you that it's going to affect them at the same time, now I might not be showing you again and again. I will just continue with the work until I have to pause. All right. Sorry. Okay. Now we want our navigation bar now, because it's a link that are together. Like when you click on one, you know what our head tag is for. You remember the head tag. So we are now starting the navigation bar, the A link of the navigation bar. So we want it to float to the left. We want it to display in block. You remember that one was also in block the first video. We want the color to be white. We want the text alignment to be center. For those of us that are used to Microsoft Word, you know what alignment is. We want the padding, I've explained the spaces around the text to be 14 and 16. So it is going to assume 14 up and down. It's going to assume 16 left and right. We don't want the text to be decorated, and we want the font size of the text to be 17. Let's continue. Then hovering. I told us about hovering in the last video. If you are hovering now, maybe you are moving your mouse over it, we want the color to be showing blue, and we want the background color to be showing blue, while the color of the text to be showing black. We want the color of the text to be showing black. Now when you click on any of the navigation icons, any of the navigation elements, we want the background color to be green, and we want the color of that text to be white. You see? Okay. Let's stop there for now and save. Now I'm saving my work. Guys. I am saving my work. I'm now back on my web page. Let me show you what I have. Don't worry, there is no abracadabra here. This is what we had before. I'm clicking, guys. Boom. I just clicked. You see, I click on it. It's showing green and white. But if I hover on it, it shows blue and black. Those are the elements that we listed. If you click on this one, you click on this one. Guys, you are a developer. Tell yourself, I am a developer. All right, guys, let's continue. Okay, back to our code. We are not done yet. Now, after doing that, I now want to. I'm done with my navigation bar, of course. Now, what I want to do right now is to, do some tweaking to my web page. I don't want it to look very boring as it is right now. I want a very big, nice image to be here. I want people to be seeing the image here, big image. I want this particular text here, this particular text, another now to be standing on the particular image. I want everybody to see my website. Wow, I love this website. You understand what I mean? So I don't want it to just stay here in this corner. It's boring. Can do better. So now let's make that happen, guys. Let's make that happen. I'm going back to my code. So this is the first part of it. I want this image to be on the background. Now this is to show that I'm bringing it from a particular folder. You remember when we place our mouse here, it shows us the description. We are coming from desktop, that's the first dot here, and from desktop to Shencko store, that is second dot here, then to our image, to our image folder inside the Shencko store, then to our file name. Then I want the height of the image to be 90. I want the position to be center. I don't want the background to be repeat. So you can change all of these things for yourself. If you don't want your own to be center, you can change it. If you don't want your own to be no repeat, you can make it repeat. You can try so many things here. You want it to cover, you want it to be relative. But when you are done doing that, let's proceed. Now, remember I told us here that this is the part we are working with now. This our welcome text. That's what we are styling now. We just don't want it to look anyhow. We want it to look so cool and unique. So now I'm done with this and I'm not working with this. I'm not working with it. So for that, I want the text to align to the center. And guys, sorry, I forgot to say this. You can give any name to your div. You don't have to follow my own. I chose this name, they are random names. If I want to work on 50 websites, I can still record this particular name as long as that's what I want to use. It doesn't have to be my own name. You can come up with random name, just generate any name. So let's go back to what I was saying. I want the text to be center. I want the position to be absolute. There are many attributes here. As you are trying them, you see different positions. I want this to happen to stay at the top 50%, to stay at the left 50%. That means I want it to be at the middle. Transform in case it's going to shift, let it be negative 50%, let it be negative 50%. I want the color to be purple. Then for the font size, I want it to be 3. Then for the button icon now, that particular button icon, I want it to be 10 padded all round. I want the color to be orange. I want the border color to be navy. I want the background color to be orange. And I want the color itself to be white. You understand? Sorry. So that's what we have. We are going to say Ctrl S as usual. Ctrl S. Let's see the magic. Let's see the magic. Guys, let's see the magic. Okay. Let's see the magic. This is it. This is my webpage. Boom. Boom. Ciao. Alright guys, you can see this is super cool. This is super cool. It doesn't just affect the first page, it affected the 2 pages. You can see. So guys, that is it. I just made this video specially for external styling, just for external styling. How can you style your work externally? And this is it. And what I've done here now, you can do it for every other part of your website. Those guys that are building websites, they are not doing anything special than this. You understand? And you're on that right partner. You're on that right partner. So your task for this particular video is to style a fresh website. The website, listen guys, the website must contain 4 pages. And style the 4 of them together. 4 pages website. You can put anything there. You can put form. You can put contact. Anything you want to put. Style for new website. Style a new website of 4 pages. A new website of 4 pages and style them together. I want to see the external style sheet code and the result of each web page. Thank you, and I will be expecting your task. I know this is going to take a lot of time. Yeah, I know that. I know that, but you can do it. You can do it. All right, guys. That will be it from me to you. That will be it from me to you.